Hi, this is Don at DG Recruit. I'm excited to share with you some tips about your most placeable candidate pitch, otherwise known as the MPC. Funny enough, when I started my recruiting career, we never called it this. We called it something else called just a regular candidate sell-in, but pretty much it's the same thing. We're trying to sell this amazing candidate to drive client interaction, to sign terms, to engage, to pretty much onboard you as a vendor. That's how you build and break new accounts. Otherwise, how else can you really get in there if you can't utilize something that you're sure is going to grab their attention and make them excited? So the best way to do an effective MPC pitch is knowing your market, knowing what the client wants first and foremost. There's no point selling them something that they're not interested in. So you have to speak to enough candidates at the very least to understand what are some of the core keywords and skill sets that every single client is going to be interested in. So this requires a little bit of experimentation. When I first started my career in regulatory writing recruitment, I had no idea what it was and what was the function really. So how I learned all of that is through talking to candidates who have done the job and really just poking around for the pertinent details of what is so important about their role? What are the hardest things that they do? What are the most desirable traits? And very quickly you start putting together a picture of who this MPC looks like and what they have done in their career. And then you have to somewhat understand the second piece, which is compensation. Your most placeable candidate can't be more expensive than the average price. Otherwise, clients are going to immediately shut off and say, that is too expensive. I don't want to interview that candidate. In which case, you'll have to go into your second MPC pitch, which isn't desirable because once you get a no going, there's just going to be more no's coming down the pike. So you really need to understand the financial remuneration of your candidates at various levels. Lastly, what you need to practice is the delivery and flow of the MPC. You have a very narrow window in which to state your case when you're getting a client on a call who doesn't even know who you are and what you do, other than you're just randomly calling them. So they have no obligation to listen to you, to work with you. So you have a very small chance of landing the deal. When you're doing the MPC, you want to have your pitch down pat. So that means, again, tying together all the different components we talked about. You also want to paint the picture where this candidate is somewhat exclusive, because the worst thing to do is talk about a candidate that doesn't really have a relationship with you. You need a story so that the client can understand that this is a real person and that there's some unique connection between you as the vendor and this candidate as quote unquote the product that the client may be interested in. So for an example, if you wanted to do an MPC pitch, I'll give you the example that I would do for a regulatory writer, and then you can see how you can adopt this for your network. Hi, my name is Don. I'm calling from DG Recruit. I'm so excited to get you on the line here because I just found this amazing medical writer right in Woodlawn, New Jersey, and they live 10 minutes from your office site. They've always been interested in you, insert client name. And right now, I actually got them to exclusively work with me because I headhunted them. They're not actively looking for the role. However, due to COVID, they're open to considering new opportunities, obviously on a case-by-case basis. And of course, they were always interested in you, Mr. and Mrs. Client's company, and they wanted me to reach out and see if there was any opportunity that we could evaluate your company right now in terms of hiring for the next quarter or the following quarter. I'm really interested to just make the connection with you because I specifically work with regulatory writers, and I'm super excited to just establish this connection for the future. How are things going in your current team? So this is a pretty typical MPC pitch. It's fast, it's action-packed. Obviously, you would say specifically, right? But my point here is you would have this down pat. And actually, what you would actually like to mention more are the key words. right? You want to say this person has done IBs, protocols, submissions for NDAs and INDs. And then you might even throw in a salary number, right? Right now, their current base salary is around the 94K level. They're like 1.5 years in. They'd be definitely looking for a senior medical writer role and some more chances to work on submission documents. Again, as detailed as you can make it. Right? You really want to use all the keywords you can possibly get and make it super tailored to your network where you know the client is going to be super excited about this particular profile. One of the other tips that I wanted to highlight to you while you're making the MPC pitch is you might want to get a little clever with this. And this is the stuff that, again, you know, for most people in staffing, you just have to feel comfortable doing MPC pitches. You may or may not even have the candidate in line because, to be honest, the candidate market moves so quickly that by the time you do get the term signed, the candidate may not be available. So you have to be clever on what you feel comfortable selling and how you're going to deal with the after effects of your MPC pitch, right? What if they're like, oh, I want to see that candidate right now? Then you're going to have to quickly drum up candidates. So you better already have candidates at the ready. So if a client is interested, you can quickly drum up true profiles that you can immediately submit. But the trick with the MPC at the end of the day is fluidity, knowledge, expertise, and delivering it with confidence, knowing that no matter what the outcome of the conversation will be, that you will be ready for it. If you want some more coaching on these topics, make sure to reach out to me directly. I hope you're also getting the coaching internally at your existing firm. If you're not, you may want to talk to us, my team here at DG Recruit, so that we can help you evaluate clients and companies that will be able to teach you how to do this. Of course, as a recruiter just starting your career out or as a mid-stage, mid-career recruiter, you may or may not be working at the right recruitment firm for you. If you feel that right now is a good time to start networking, we would encourage a conversation as soon as possible. Our team is very busy. We have a lot of hungry clients. They're very keen to talk to go-getters who are very dedicated to this career and want to increase their billing capabilities. We look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you found this message useful. Look forward to hearing your additional questions. Feel free to send me a message privately or comment so that I can address some more of your technical questions around recruitment.